I might not be. Nah, it's a bad take. I might not be the Hulk right now, but I'm just as infected as you. I taste about as good as your own arm. Just wait until half what you ate falls past that arrow in your throat, and you'll be fine. Ugh. It'll take a while. Hopefully, people show up on this one and on the second. Thanks for throwing some back to me, whoever did it. I couldn't get up there with my leg broken like it is. Jeez. Just thank luck. If any fell back toward you during the feeding frenzy, it was an accident. I promise. I don't suppose any of you doctors here will be able to tell me if you think my leg is going to heal, would you? Anyone? Got one like but no views. How does that work? I guess I wouldn't even attempt to. We have no clue how this works. Just look at me. I'm certainly not digesting this. I felt my stomach rip as soon as I transformed back into Banner. I don't even know. I don't even. Oh man, I can't read on the spot. I don't know if I don't know if I even would be digesting. Oh jeez. Waiting for people. I don't know if I even would be digesting it if my stomach hadn't burst. We feel no pain, that's for sure. Your stomach certainly doesn't hurt you. Thor has an arrow through his neck, but he's otherwise fine. And Spider-Man is practically missing a leg. What about me? I clearly don't have a heart, but I'm still fine, near as I can tell. My only gripe is a little sweaty ankles. Guess I'll link this, even though I don't know. Maybe it was a bad idea to put it in my other channel. At this rate, I might just go back to the main one. That's two people. Should I refresh this? About that. Ooh, now the color changed from to green for a little bit. Yeah, okay, it's there. 3 watching. Okay, trying to share the links. Kind of wish I could do this faster, but I don't know how. I think I saw a question now. Oh, yeah, just a moment. Let me just share these links. Paste, share. That's the one on Instagram. Oh, here we go. Billy Mount the Third. Hello, anime hero. Jose Urbina. Hello, what is up, my brother? Nick the Neat. Been a while. Yeah, it's been a month since the previous live stream. I actually wanted to go to sleep, but let's try to see how much I can manage before I go. Edit profile. Get rid of the website. Change it back to this one. Paste. Submit. I gotta go to Twitter. Live now. Danny boy, yo. Any more stories about Yujiro Hanma? Oh, was I wearing the same shirt as last time? Because I'm actually curious about that. Find out later. Alright, so I shared my links. I already did that. Now I'm gonna. What was I reading? Yeah, right now I was reading the Marvel Zombies. Well, just for the fun of it, because I already read most of it. Right now I'm just like waiting for more people to show up as I do this. What are your thoughts on Marvel's What If, Billy Mount the Third? Um, I don't know because I haven't actually looked at anything. I'm actually not really into Marvel to be honest. I've seen a little bit, and the most I read from Marvel have been like Punisher, Kill Crew. How am I going with this? Marvel Zombies and the Immortal Hulk. Let me. Oh, excuse me, I got a hiccup there. Yeah, I guess I can't read anymore. Control tab. Yeah, all right. I guess I'm just gonna be doing the questions now. I was gonna try to keep reading, but then again, I keep slurring my words. Anyways, unfortunately, Danny Boy. Unfortunately, yes. Oh no. Full Windman. Have you read the new Berserk chapter? Nope. I haven't even looked at anything of Berserk in a while. That was Nick Denis. I recently watched the first episode of Babylon 5. Oh, Vince. Sup, man? Kiryu Sanagi. Jose Urbina, it's cool. Time for a little while, so let's get a lot of chatting. Billy Month Third. What if has a Marvel Zombies episode? Has it come out already? Because I know some like teasers have come out, but I'm just kind of curious if it's gonna go full on violent or even as grotesque or as grim as the source material. Like for the past 2 days, I read Marvel Zombies or parts of it because there's a lot. I mean, I even read the Army of Darkness crossover. Let's see. Do you have JoJo Part 5 Volume 1, Billy Mantle 3rd? If you mean in manga form or anime form, I don't have anything from Part 5. The only stuff I have is from 1, 2, 3, and the very first volume of Diamond is Unbreakable. 612 person. Yo, what up? Jose Urbina, I never watched a single Marvel movie since the very first Captain America. I've seen a little bit of the MCU, but it's just that it never really gravitated towards me. And I just didn't like how some of the characters have been portrayed. Like Hulk, especially, just seems like super dumbed down. Danny boy, you read Karate Apocalypse recently, right? I have read four of the series a while ago, but went back to it since the translations are back. Yeah, yeah, I read like everything that's available for Karate. Oh right, I haven't linked this on the community tab on my main channel. Give me a moment. Let me just post this. I'm gonna go back to the questions a little bit. Let me just post this live now. Post. All right, so back to the questions. About that Berserk. Let's see. I thought Berserk ended after the creator died, Billy Mount the Third. No, because there's been talks about continuing the series like without him, and it looks like that's the case because there was a news article about Berserk getting another like audio drama CD for one of the volume stories. And then this happened where the series is going to continue, but I haven't even looked at it. I don't know if the art style is completely different or like a close replication or whatsoever. The What If Zombies episode is a good watch. Oh, okay, so I guess I'll watch it later. Maybe tonight. Alistair6531. Hey, Manly, I saw your videos title about doing the live stream on your backup channel. Did something happen to your base channel? No, it's just I didn't want to bombard my main channel with pure live streams like over and over again. Because I did that at the beginning of the year or last year. And I want to start, I want my channel to look a little presentable with a bunch of more like good uploads, which I haven't done, which is something I always tell myself to do, but admittedly I've been like kind of lazy for the last 3 weeks. Have you seen the Fena Pirate Princess, the new anime produced by Adult Swim? Pirate Princess. I need to. I have not heard of this. Hold up. Or is it Fina? Because I'm reading it as Fena. Fina Pirate Princess. Let's see how this looks like. Oh, is that the one they're doing? Yeah, it looks very anime-ish, but at the same time, it doesn't really like intrigue me. I don't know, because it just looks super generic to me. Like I appreciate there's a little bit of a medieval flair to it with the armored characters and the helm and the spiky horn helmets, but the whole thing just looks like it's been done before or doesn't seem to stand out. It's really the art style that turns me off. Is like it just looks so uh, I don't know, unappealing. Oh yeah, sorry, Danny boy. Going back to the Karate Apocalypse. Yeah, I read all the 10 chapters. That was the 10 chapters that were available, and I was kind of surprised how the art style constantly changes per page, constantly per panel, and it's just very. It's so cool, but also disorienting, and how much it refuses to remain consistent. Kiryu Sanage, do you have any idea about Shin Megami Tensei? No, not really. I did hear a little bit about some Devilman references in there. Yeah, yeah, there we go. For Windman, just answer that for you. Oh, I see. Have you ever seen or heard of KO Beast before? No. Let Let me take a look at that also. K.O. Beasts. Okay, all beasts. No, I've never heard of this one. This is definitely like a very 90s fantasy anime, but I'm also kind of curious with the whole anthropomorphic animal hybrids. Very curious. Let's see. Peaky Gaming Alpha. Hola, hello to you. Full Windman, I'm just glad that Adult Swim still cares about anime. Well, whenever Lupin Part 6 comes out, they're going to air it. Same thing goes for Stone Ocean. Let's see, Jose Urbina. To be honest, there hasn't been a decent manga anime that's done the concept of zombies. High School of the Dead was the only good zombie series until its own creator also died. Oh wow, didn't hear about that. When it comes to zombies in fiction, or at least when it comes to animated zombies, I haven't really seen any good ones because I recently found out that Warner Brothers was going to. Well, they're already doing it. It's already been done. I guess I should rephrase it as they're releasing a Night of the Living Dead animated film, but it's done like very cheaply. The animations are super limited, and I'm thinking like, why did you even do this? Because it reminds me of the animated remakes, or I guess I could call them remakes that have Tom and Jerry inserted with them. You know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I forgot what the other film was, but I mean Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Sorry, because Charlie's the Tim Burton version. So I don't know because this Night of the Living Dead just does not look good to me, and I'm just like, why are you going in this direction? Why couldn't you do like a an authentic 2D animation like the DC films? Although I'm guessing because of Injustice, they're going with the MK style because it's associated with that same gameplay mechanics ever since the DC versus Mortal Kombat. Because the new Injustice film is using the Mortal Kombat art style because you could see the shading on their faces and the shading on their knuckles. It's super thick shading on that. But in terms of zombie animated zombies, I haven't really found like a good one. It's always like if you're trying to look for one in anime, it's always like it's kind of like a zombie, but not really. Like in Hellsing, you had ghouls. Last Rider was sort of like this techno organic like cyborg zombies, which it was still kind of cool, almost like Metal Gear in a way. But like a straight up zombie anime, I don't think there's ever been one. Let's see, Danny Boy. Some pages in Karate Apocalypse almost look as if they were traced from A&H. Wow, I can't read questions on this on the fly anymore. When I'm reading a script, I have no problem, but apparently I can't read questions. All right, let me try again. Some pages in Karate Apocalypse almost look like as if they were traced from Hokuto no Ken, but then go back to being the more cartoonish 80s style. I really don't know if it's an assistant thing, if it's the main author artist thing, or what's the method for constantly changing styles. Because in some panels, like the main character looks like Nube from Hell Teacher Nube because of the way the hair goes forward. But there's also like a little like early Toriko surprisingly, but there's so much Tetsuo Hara in the art style which makes it look cool, but at the same time it's so confusing how it constantly changes in every page and every chapter, and I kind of wondering is there a point in the series where it just permanently stays in the Hara style or not, or it constantly just keeps going back and forth. Adult Swim has tried multiple times to make Lupin popular over here, but mainstream audiences don't care. Full Windman. It's a little weird because in Twitter, like Lupin always like trends every now and then, whenever it comes to like episodes on Toonami and all that. I'm not sure about Lupin's popularity today compared to other people, but I don't know. I just appreciate that something is going on with it. That all the stuff's coming over here. It's just weird that Sentai Filmworks grabbed Lupin. Yeah, they grabbed Part 6. Okay, that's something I never would have expected to happen. Alright, let me move a little more to the right. Sorry about that, I'm charging my phone. Hold on, let me... Alright, let's see, what's the next question? Hellsing Ultimate may be a vampire series, but also has some zombie elements, but it was still awesome. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier with the ghouls. Let's see. Alistair6531. Have you ever seen any Matrix and Halo Legends before? I forgot about Halo Legends to be honest, but I did see the Animatrix like a long, long time ago, back when it was like still kind of new. But I don't remember what happens in it, and I was looking for a bunch of animated movies that got overlooked. Like Dead Space had an animation film, and I didn't know about that. There's also like the Chronicles of Riddick kind of animated film and Lady Death, but I heard that one wasn't really good. But I don't know. I was doing a lot of digging like earlier this week because I wanted to look for like a list of violence or adult animated features, and you really can't. Because whenever I would type adult cartoons or animated violent cartoons on Google, I would get a bunch of like BoJack Horseman type of material or stuff that's like anime related, and that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see, Kiryu Sanagi talking about the What If Zombies episode. I thought it was the most violent MCU stuff that they ever done so far. Also, it's interesting that we had the better Spider-Man characterization compared to All right, let's see how that goes compared to the MCU live action. Oh yeah, Kitty, because one thing about Spider-Man I don't like in modern days or whenever it started happening is that I never liked the idea of Spider-Man. I'm just not a fan of teenage Spider-Man or high school Spider-Man. I really don't, because I grew up with the animated series, so I've always seen Spider-Man as an adult, or at least as a young adult. Like I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but in the animated series, I mean, he already went through college, so I kind of appreciated that. And then because I did watch Spectacular Spider-Man, I did like it, but I just go back to the '90s Peter Parker. I just really like that iteration of the character. I also like that show more than anything from Marvel. Actually, Spider-Man TAS was like my gateway to a bunch of other Marvel characters that I never heard of. Like introduced Blade, introduced Daredevil, Punisher. I'm pretty sure some other guest star that I can't remember on top of my head. But yeah. Oh, of course, Danny Boy. There's a zombie manga called I Am a Hero. It was actually one of the first manga I read too, lol. Yeah, because that came out around the same time of High School of the Dead, but obviously I Am a Hero was the one that stood out and was the more authentic zombie take. Alistair, I beat in Ghostbusters, the video game, remastered yesterday night. Oh, that's cool, but I don't know, I haven't been able to play games because I even wanted to play Legends Revive of the Fist of the North Star mobile game, but I just didn't have the space for it. But a friend of mine did tell me there was like some sort of modding I could do in order to play it. Full Windman, the best part of Blast Rider was the soundtrack composed by the guy who did the Metal Gear Solid 2 soundtrack. Yeah, that's why I brought up the Metal Gear connection with that. Because I'm pretty sure in the anime it was with like nanomachines or something like that. I don't know. It's been years since I've looked at that anime. If that thing was live action, it would actually be tokusatsu like by far. But I guess I consider it as a superhero anime to be honest, even though it's a little like on the grim side of things. Shin Megami Tensei, specifically the first one, feels Devilman-ish with the whole concept about apocalypse being caused by America and Japan, who are both under control by angels and demons, by PK Gaming Alpha. Because I honestly don't know anything about Shin Megami Tensei. The only stuff I heard about was the, hey, did you know there's a Devilman stuff in here? So I don't know, I might have to like look into things. Kenshiro El Tonsei, or Twins, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. I got my friend to watch the whole North Star anime, then he read the manga. Now he is manly. Like, did he grow like 10 times in sizes or something? Oh, speaking of sizes, like, the sizes in, Karate Apocalypse is ridiculous. Like, the Americans are freaking half giants. Every American is like humongous. Which to me is funny and cool, but I'm like, because, well, ever since like chapter 2 or chapter 3, ugh, when the prisoner like shows up and he's like a giant, I'm like, ooh, okay, so this is happening now. Might as well make the most of it. Full Windman. I know Lupin is huge in Italy, but I feel the show's a good fit for the West due to its style. Yeah, because for some reason, like Cowboy Bebop was like that gateway for that, but no one wants to try anything like Cowboy Bebop, like Cobra, Lupin, City Hunter, all those characters in that field. Joseph Molina, yo, how's your day been? What did I do today? I don't know. I guess it's just been like a little bit below average, but no. I guess a little above average because I made some breakthroughs with writing because I've been working on a story for myself, a story that I want to do, and it's nowhere near done with that. Because I wrote one chapter, but I've been struggling with chapter two because it's a fight scene, and I kind of don't know exactly what I want to do because I don't want it to be too long because it just comes off as super tedious. Like I haven't drawn anything. I just been writing, like writing out this thing, and because I wrote some ideas in order to teach the character a lesson, like not to fight very head on, but at the same time, I'm thinking I originally wanted to do like the super violent thing, and it's not coming out like how I originally intended. So I don't know if I want to stick with it or change it, and because I actually started thinking about like some other details when writing it, such as the damage the character is taking, and I'm kind of wondering like how's this person gonna heal, and then I'm thinking I might have to make like some sort of magical like hot spring or something in order to like make the character recover quickly. But yeah, I don't know how long that thing is gonna last, or if it's gonna be like destroyed at one point. Because what I wanted to do at the moment is fantasy oriented, and I'm kind of wondering if I'm doing a good job in making it feel like a different world. Because I don't want it to be an isekai per se. I want it to be an actual like character sent to another world. I actually want it to be like an authentic fantasy. Because I was kind of debating whether to make the villagers like humans or make them like a different species of character. And I think I might have to make them like a different species. Let's see. Dead Space Downfall and Dead Space Aftermath. I remember seeing them on Netflix. Dante's Inferno, yeah, that's another one I have on the list. Is a good one, and every act is animated in a different style. 612 person. That's why I love the 2000 Spider-Man movies. Oh yeah, because the Sam Raimi like Peter Parker, he's an adult by then, but at the same time, like Tobey Maguire has like that young face, and maybe I shouldn't be talking because my face is super young also, but I don't know because I just want to see like adult Peter Parker like in mainstream like Spider-Man again. That's the reason why I was so into Peter B. Parker and Into the Spider-Verse. It's like, hey, it's adult Spider-Man. Finally, but this time it's like deadbeat Spider-Man. Danny Boy, also, if you're looking for another manly and better karate themed manga, I shall bring you the name that you are probably tired of hearing being Osu Karate Bu. Yeah, which is I'm assuming that's the image from your profile. But I remember a long time ago the beginning of Karate Bu was like super like raunchy, and then it just becomes something else, and I don't know, I just haven't felt like in the mood to look for that. What I should be looking into is karate is karate master or karate baka ichidai, something along those lines. No, but actually, for real, I believe you had known about the series back then Takagi would have made it to the manly anime characters list. I don't know, we'll see. King Chiro El Tonse. Legends Mobile is fun for Hokuto fan, but it's a gacha game, so it's a mid game for me. Because one of the appeals for Legends Revive is all the crossovers and promotions that it's been getting. I mean, you got a King Chiro game, a Hokuto game with Sonic the Hedgehog, like Street Fighter, King of Fighters. I think it's King of Fighters, unless I'm forgetting. And Baki's in there too. And I forgot there's some other like collaborations with it as well. But Sonic, Baki, and Street Fighter with Kenshiro and Fist of the Blue Sky, and I know recently Keiji from Hanano Keiji's in there. So I'm like, ooh, okay, what's going on here? And more than likely, maybe Cyber Blue is gonna join in the fun. Fun fact: Blast Rider's first 10 episodes were written by a tokusatsu writer who had later helmed the JoJo adaptations. That could kind of correlate a little bit with like the vampire slash zombie action, I guess. The sumo wrestler in the prison caught me off guard too. Yeah, that guy is humongous. That guy's an actual giant. But he also changes size and panels because I guess they're trying to make him fit in the panel. But it's still funny. So like maybe the Killer Kills Gamagori was like paying tribute to all of that craziness in the early days of manga. Because even in the first chapter of Fist of the North Star, like Zed becomes a freaking giant. It's like in the end of that chapter before he dies. Nick Denis, writer's block. I feel ya. Yeah, but I'll get over it. Joseph Molina, I recommend seeing Spawn the animated series, and Spawn's my favorite comic book character. I don't want to move, but the Spawn tin is actually over there. I've seen the show like years ago. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. Like, when did you see it? Oh, I already saw it years ago. I'm sorry. Alistair, I got some War for Cybertron Kingdom Beast Wars character toys, specifically Cheetor, Black Arachnia, and Dinobot. I'm missing Cheetor actually because I kind of don't like the design. He just looks super lanky to me. But then again, I haven't seen Tigertron, and he's supposed to be coming out in October, but there's been like no pictures of him. Oh, Tigertron and Cheetor are the only ones I'm missing from like the main Beast Wars line because they did also make Transmutate, but I didn't really feel like buying him. I've been tempted like to grab a second Megatron so I could keep one in Beast mode and one in Robot mode, but because admittedly LD transformations are like super complicated nowadays compared to back then in the 90s. Mm. Jose Urbina, I definitely do want a full-fledged fantasy anime without any of that isekai nonsense. Yeah, because even Baki is part of the isekai stuff now because of with Retsukayo. I mean, at least you get to see Retsukayo. Funny enough, older isekai were focused on character development and world building. It's only the newer ones focus solely on wish fulfillment. Yeah, yeah, because I've seen that with Sword Art Online. Well, I say see, but I haven't actually saw it. I just been hearing clips and seeing some reviews or videos. But I did see a little bit of record of Lotus War because I think they say the word Lotus or not. It's not Lotus. I forgot how they pronounce it, but yeah, I saw like an episode and I was kind of like intrigued by it because that's definitely like a fantasy series that I've been overlooking that I should be watching. It's one of the big hitters. I think El Hazard is the other one that's like that. Because I know because I have the Bastard OVAs, but I saw it like years ago, but I wasn't super into it. But I still haven't. I need to read the manga because I would try reading it, and then I would stop somehow, some way, somewhere in the middle. So like Bastards one, I need to like go into, and there's so much stuff I need to do, and oh boy, there will be more not a JoJo references videos. I love them. The Burning Light. The closest thing I can do is about how JoJo was influenced by North Star, because there's a lot more details than just the art style. Because even the Hokuto Yakuretsu Ken, the overall manliness of the story, the storytelling, the Jobro characters, as people like to call them nowadays. Yeah, because that's pretty much the South Stars, like the way they like Ray and Shu. Because I had a list. Because I remember I had like a list that was like a long, lengthy video describing the comparisons with them. Even the panels as well. Let's see. Full Windman, curious. What's your favorite Sonic game? Also, Colors Ultimate is a fail. Yeah, I've heard about Sonic Colors Ultimate and all the patchings that it needs to be done. It's really sad, really, because Sonic just keeps messing up over and over because they just want to rush things. We got in flashbacks of Sonic 06, Sonic Boom, and a bit of Sonic Forces. You know, because I'm trying to recall if Sonic Forces had some bugs, which I'm pretty sure it did, but at least it wasn't game breaking compared to like 06 and Boom. It looks like Ultimate is might lean close to that. But I was wondering whether to pre-order that game like when it first got announced, but at the same time, like I don't know if I really want to play Sonic Colors again because it's very super puzzle and platform oriented, and I've never that's not really what I want in a Sonic game. I prefer Sonic games to be more like Generations, Unleashed, well, somewhat Unleashed because there's some stuff that I don't like. I would like something that's more like an adventure game, like one, two, even like because there's been a lot of Sonic 06 projects that pretty much improved the game. Like it's playable now, but yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, favorite Sonic game. My first game was Sonic Adventure 2, so I kind of wanted something in that format. Because I tried playing some of the original like Sega Genesis games, and I just like really suck at them. I might have to play like a remastered version where it's a full widescreen aspect ratio instead of the full screen, because I really can't manage in those games. Especially Sonic 1, because there's no spin dash in that game. You have to like rely on momentum, and you need to really know the layout of the zone in order to get the most maximum speed output. And then again, there's also the whole Chaos Emeralds thing where you gotta go through the puzzle, and it's a bit more confusing in Sonic 3 and Knuckles where you gotta go on multiple sections because those rings are hidden. And I kind of feel like it's a big learning curve for me, so I'd rather go the 3D route of Sonic because there's also Sonic Mania, which I've been wanting to play, but at the same time thinking it's like the old games, and I wasn't really good at them. Like I struggle so much. For the most part, I just listen to their music more than anything. But favorite Sonic game might be Generations. Like I did play Forces a lot, and because I really had like this Sonic 3D withdrawal, and I needed something to fill that void. Like Sonic Colors could have been like a lot better. It's been talked to death. So I would say Adventure 2 would be my favorite Sonic game, even though that's a very super generic answer. Speaking of King of Fighters, are you ever going to watch King of Fighters Awakening? The CG anime movie that's coming out in 2022 next year. Probably. I need to catch up on my Fatal Fury OVAs and the because I think there was a CGI King of Fighters that happened recently, right? Yes, my profile is Takagi. Oh wow, the thing sped up. Yes, my profile is Takagi. Also, yes, it starts off very weird comedy manga, but it becomes a battle shonen. I wouldn't recommend the manga for beginner. The OVAs are a better introduction. I might just go that route because there's an oh well there's an upcoming Kamen Rider W anime, or is it double, which is also an adaptation based on manga sequel to the Togo series. Are you interested? By Kiryu Sanagi. I don't know, maybe because when it comes to tokusatsu, that's sort of like an area that I just don't really want to dive into too much. Because lately, all my focus has been like American stuff, like Legends of Tomorrow, Constantine, the Camu, or the DCMU, the DCAMU, and a bunch of other movies. Because I'm starting to celebrate Halloween early and just look at horror films because I recently watched The Blob and Mars Attacks and reading Marvel Zombies, The Immortal Hulk. So that's that. I also read Deceased, the DC Comics version of it, but it's just I don't know, it just really wasn't that good. Like everything goes too fast paced, and I'm not really satisfied with any of the tragic elements in it. I didn't feel sad or like disturbed by it compared to Marvel Zombies. That one, that's one of the rare times where I actually prefer Marvel over DC. Like the Marvel Zombie storyline, just like it's more ghastly. Kusanagi and probably aim for more of the audiences who grew up watching Double. Let's see, Kenshiro, you only get one beautifully animated Hulk reboot or a full, also beautiful Riccio anime. Mm. I'd rather go for the North Star to be honest, because I think that's like the better show. That's also the one that like I still feel that's being like unrecognized in its elements and its masculinity and its heroic nature. It's just something that just becomes it doesn't have to be like JoJo popular, but I just feel like it has to be popular enough to be acknowledged over it. Just that. Let's see. So after your last video on Baki, it got me thinking to ask you, what would you do to change the flaws and make Baki a better, make Baki better writing wise? Sunil McCormick. Well, for starters, like the stuff with Baki and Yujiro needs to be like resolved because there's like a lot of because I know they fought and I don't even remember how the dialogue went. I'm pretty sure like Son of Ogre or when the anime comes out, it'll be like better expressed. because the manga has all those bad translations. Like there would be less low blows because there's a lot of times where characters are just like traumatizing one another and they're just like playing dirty. So I'd rather have them like be a bit more heroic and actually have villains that to make them feel like actual friends, because they really don't. They don't even feel like co-workers or I don't know. They really don't feel like there's any connection between any of the characters. So I would try to increase that. There would have to be some villains who would actually be trying to save people. So yeah, all that simple stuff, like they're all very basic like elements of a story. But I kind of feel Baki needs that. Like make Yujiro like the one bad guy and make everyone else like I don't know, a little bit chummier. And let's see, Alistair, what are your thoughts on the upcoming new Warioware game? I don't really have any because I never played any Wario games. Sorry, I don't know what to say or how to answer that. The Advance and Rush games are the best 2D Sonic games. Sometimes I think the developer Dims made better 2D Sonic games than even Sonic Team. Like I wouldn't be surprised by that because Sonic Team is so like unorganized nowadays. It's like I really feel like Sonic's in the same boat as the Masters of the Universe, where they don't really know what to do with the property. I guess GI Joe is under the same umbrella, because the toy line and games have been with GI Joe Classified has also been messy. They kind of everyone's going through an identity crisis. That's the best way to put it. Because with GI Joe, they don't know if they want to make it super uh, technologically advanced. Because they're kind of going for that Fortnite route. Which, in terms of GI Joe, I can kind of see it working because the series has always been known for having like well, because of Cobra, there's always like a sci-fi element with them because we even done like some mutations and some ritual summoning with Destro. I was actually wondering if Destro and Doctor Doom, or like if Destro was based on Doctor Doom, because there's like kind of like a lot of similarities there with the Brandon Mass face that they have like elements in ruling their own country, and then there's like recently I read a storyline where they both had like some sort of like demon summoning. So yeah, there's that. Um, yeah. Also with GI Joe, they don't know if they want to take in a more realistic route, like just pure military weapons, nothing like super sci-fi, and like they haven't found like a good middle ground. Like with Sonic, they don't. I just don't like how cocky Sonic's been ever since Roger like started voicing him, and ever since they had the what's the name of that writer? I forgot the name of that writer, but I don't know, because that guy that wasn't. It's not really good for Sonic material, and I just don't like the way he's portrayed. I don't like how cocky he is. I don't like how arrogant he is. He seems so childish when I feel like the character should be more heroic. I don't know. I guess that's my recurring theme here. I just want the characters to be more heroic. I don't know, because I feel we don't have like any good role models. Maybe that's the thing. Because like even He Man's like he's not doing well, and he's like one of the pure characters. Like like Captain Marvel, Shazam. That's why I refer to as Captain Marvel. Just Shazam or Superman. Like we've seen evil Superman more lately than actually good Superman. So just stuff like that is starting to bother me. I'm just kind of thinking like, well, we need someone that's a bit more pure-hearted nowadays. I feel like Sonic's that element because I don't know if Sonic's ever killed anybody, to be honest. Like, let me go back to these questions. And like many other 80s battle series, it has a pachinko with anime cutscenes. I'm guessing that's still for Karate Osabu. Uh, bu- 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 It's been a while since I heard you say the word manly. Can you say that once more for us, like the good old days? Rinkun Mori. Rinkun Mori. Yeah, let me try to come up with an example here before I say it. Because the reason why I haven't done much testosterone heavy videos because I'm sort of like trying to figure myself out as well. But let me think. Yeah, I'm just looking at my room for like inspiration, I guess. Yeah. All right. I guess I'll have like this mock-up. The problem with movies nowadays is there's nothing manly anymore. It's like, where's the testosterone? Like, I look back in old comedy movies, like, oh, the manly characters are just comedy sidekicks. Because the other day I was watching Cats Don't Dance, and like the butler Max is like the manliest thing ever. Manly. Yeah, because the guy is humongous, and like my mom was wondering, like, is that a gorilla? Like, I don't know, mom. I really don't. I don't know if he's a gorilla. Like He-Man, he's he-manly. Like I would say it louder, but like right now everyone's like starting to go to sleep. Like I feel sleepy too. Because I've also been trying to think what to do for Kiniko Man Day because it's in October, the very end of October, and since it's close to Halloween, I was trying to look at some of the scary moments from Kiniko Man, and most of them revolve the Yakuma Chojin, to be honest. I don't know how far I'll go because I don't know if I'm going to cover Ultimate Muscle or just stick with the Part 1 series because I don't know. I have a feeling that something's going to happen like, between now and October that's going to like keep me away from editing because I just have that feeling. I don't know because I'm still looking for a new job, so I don't know. Maybe by then I'll get hired. Spoilers for Baki. I wish Baki just defeated Yujiro for real and finished the damn series. Now I feel like it's dragging. Yeah, I don't know. I feel Baki should have stopped since Son of Ogre, but it refused to go. Let's see, Alistair. Which dinosaur species, prehistoric, reptile species, mammal, marine life, and fantasy creatures would you like to see in Primal Season 2? Because I've been exploring like a little bit of stuff, and I kind of saw the things that I wanted to see. Like I forgot the name of the ancient like orangutan, but we got the ape man already, so it's like kind of like like takes over that. Um, Prehistoric animals. Um, I guess I want to see a Carnotaurus, but I'm pretty sure the Cardinals have been like appearing a lot in the Jurassic World lately, or Camp Cretaceous. Camp Cretaceous, like I think that's what it's called. I kind of want to see a Sarcosuchus, but I think that's already happened in the like in the first episode. But seeing more of that, or because even episode 2, like there was already Titanoboas in that, weren't there? I'm pretty sure those snakes were humongous. I think they were just bigger than Fang. At least I think that's how it was. Oh shit! This thing got unplugged. Let me get back in there. That's what I remember. Retsu and Katsumi were the only ones that seemed like friends in the entire series. Baki and Hanayama had some moments too, but that's about it. All the characters are kind of hostile to each other. Yeah, that's the problem because they feel like enemies. They really don't feel like because if Baki was like done by Funimation, like in the well, then again maybe they did because I need to look back in the 2000s anime again because they would probably dub it more like Dragon Ball Z and make it like yeah, make it more hang out more or something with their dialogue, be more friendly to one another. Jose Urbina, well, I gotta go now. Sorry for the short welcoming. See you all another time. Let's see. Sunil McCormick, so any advice on how to make more manly characters where they start out around 13 or 14? I'm guessing of ages? Because the characters that I'm writing, because I was actually kind of debating how old to make them, because I did want to make like a story last like 10 years. Because I do know that I wanted to like make sequels where the characters are like full grown, like old adults. Because the characters that I'm writing, I'm not sure whether they're in their 20s or barely around 30. Because that's just like the mentality that I have, and part of it's because of me myself, but that's the age I'm at. But at the same time, I'm kind of curious, like how to write a character that's younger, because I do have like separate casts. Like for one series, like that one that's more like alien oriented, like all the characters there, I'm thinking they're barely like in their, they're not. I don't think they're 20 yet, to be honest. because it has some elements of a magical girl, so I don't think it would kind of work if they're above 21 due to the like that idol nature of it. But I am gonna like gauge him up like in a in a couple of time skips or like by the like the second arc, I guess. I don't know. How to make them more manly? Well, I guess the best way is just look at like delinquent stuff because they all tend to be like hot blooded. They're probably likely to be immature at that age. At the same time, like kind of naive, like they don't know any better. Like I guess the best way to describe it is like a female Yusuke or a female Hiei, you know, like that type of attitude. But like Sailor Jupiter like fits that category actually because she was like a Sukebanish girl. I was going with this, but they don't all have to be like super assertive or aggressive. Some of them can be like very chivalrous, very heroic. You know, doing the things that's right. Because lately there's been like a batch of like cute girls like with super strength, like the one from Magi, like even Kagura from Gintama kind of falls into that, where like the girls look like, oh, it's supposed to be like a contrast thing. Even like Goriki Bancho, I think that's the name of the girl, or, like from Kongo Bancho, the girl with like those big like metal balls. Because but she's also like super tiny and super cute, and she has super strength. So it's supposed to be like that contrast thing, but I don't know. I kind of got tired of it very very quickly. Yeah, like I guess what I should put more manly is like if they're like you could make them super strong. You can make them like take a lot of damage and still stand up and take hits, you know, stuff like that. Or like they do stuff for like to help others, like like the Kuwabara episode where like he lets the rival gangs like beat him up so his friends can be safe and like so they don't get like expelled from the school. You know when he had to make like all those grade has to pass like those grades and all that, make a sufficient good mark in his report card and the exams. I mean, those are like a good cool bar moment, you know, stuff like that where like in their social life they're just trying to like to help each other out, you know, do a bro moment. Let's see, Kensho El Tunse, whatever. Baki has the epic fights, but doesn't have the manliness behind them. There are a couple of highlights, but not too many. It needs more Hokuto and Otokuchuku DNA. Yeah, because that's the thing, because no one's doing it for manliness. It just feels very visceral, very brutal. Like, I don't know, they're not necessarily fighting for other people or fighting for like a competitive sport. It's more like a case of like just destroying each other. Like they just want to hurt them. Like they're really more like anti-heroes if anything. You should check TMS's YouTube channel. They are releasing Lupin, Cobra, and Karate Master there. The full episodes. You can also find episodes of Karate Master on some alternate sites. Anybody? Yeah, you know, because there's also Retro Crush I need to look into. Speaking of evil Superman, what do you think of The Boys and Invincible? Sunio McCormick. I honestly haven't looked at any of that. I just don't have like I don't know. I just don't have an interest. Like because I recently started looking in Legends of Tomorrow just because of like Constantine appears in there. Like I saw like a few episodes involving him, but then I decided to start from scratch because it was like it looks like he becomes a regular from season 3 or season 4 onward. So I don't know because when it comes to like live action superhero stuff, like a few movies have gotten my interest, but the majority just like especially shows or because I know both of them are based on comics and I don't know I have no real like profound reason why I'm just not interested and like a lot of things really don't um get my attention whatsoever. So I don't know. I guess I'm like I'm super selective. I'm super biased. It could be any of those reasons. Um, because lately what I've been focusing on has been like a lot DC comics more than anything, but also just films. Yeah, a bunch of like Western media stuff to be honest. Let me think, because there's definitely things I should be looking into, like the IDW Ninja Turtles, and maybe IDW in general, because they have like everything. They have Transformers, GI Joe, Sonic. I forgot what else, but they have everything. Excuse me, everything but He-Man, because that's like DC at the moment. But Yeah, I don't know, cause even with toy collecting, I'm still collecting stuff, but I'm also kind of taking a back seat, cause since I'm not working, I kind of don't feel like spending too much, so I'm just like I've been canceling some pre-orders and just been keeping like things that I know, like, oh, I definitely cannot miss out on that. Cause like today I got the Chrome Dome and Goliath from Gargoyles, and hopefully it should be arriving soon, not like months from now. Oh man, yeah. So I don't know. Like my interest has just been like super picky, I guess, because I've been watching Young Justice recently. Like I'm like halfway through the first season, I think. Oh man, kind of giving up here. I'm starting to get tired. And that water bottle just turned cold, and I should have brought it here next to me. So yeah, like I don't know, like what would get my interest, because you would think, because I watch Watchmen a lot, and I would assume like maybe my 2000 self would have been all over the Watchmen show that came out, but I just didn't. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm looking for, because there was a time where I was just like focusing on my life more than anything, and I just didn't have time to really enjoy things and write things. Because even now, I'm trying to like motivate myself to start editing again. Because I did edit like a little bit for a Rao video that was gonna talk about like the evil things that he did, but like then I just got distracted and I haven't gotten back to it. Because even my exercise, I've been like lacking in that, and I've been kind of wondering if I have too much stomach fat. Like I'm not overweight or anything, but I kind of want to make myself slimmer if possible. And I need to look for like some like measuring tape or something to measure my own waist and see if it's like above average or like it's actually normal. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Venom sequel, Let There Be Carnage? I'm interested in that because I don't know. Venom originally had like a mixed reception, but I kind of liked that it was like doing a lot of things at once. Like it's doing like the possessed thing, the occult stuff, uh, the alien merging and all that. So yeah, because I always like dark things, to be honest. Like stuff like Batman, Spawn. Well, then again, I haven't really read Spawn. All I did was watch the show. I don't know, because I always like dark characters. Because recently I watched Constantine, and I was like super into the occult, demonic stuff that it had. Actually, did give me some inspiration. And at the same time, I liked its appearances in the DC animated movies like Justice League Dark and City of Demons. Like City of Demons was like super like gruesome, very like depressing material in there. But I was also super into like Constantine's character, and it ended up becoming like a new favorite character. So that's a good example. I let there be Carnage. Like I'm kind of like going into that blind because I don't know. I haven't seen Carnage like unleashed, uncensored. I've seen Carnage like in Spider-Man the animated series, and obviously he couldn't kill people there. So I'm just kind of curious, like how they're gonna do him, like how far they can take it, especially when Marvel, for the majority of the MCU or other related Marvel things, they've been like very PG about it. Danny boy, I've been watching Tarchan, pretty close to finishing it. The bad subs were challenging at first. Yeah, they are. But I managed through it because of how much of a good battle show it is. It really is. Like Tarchan's like better than it has any right to be. Because it really feels like a Dragon Ball type of show, but then it just becomes like Full Metal Alchemist levels of, oh wow, this has depth to it. Like a lot of depth. Speaking of Tarzan, I'm really hoping like NECA does make a good Tarzan figure. I hope the face sculpt's like really good, because it's just gonna reuse the same body as the Phantom and Flash Gordon, so, or the superheroes like Batman, Superman, and Hal Jordan. So I'm really hoping Tarzan has like a very manly, unique face sculpt that really stands out. But yeah, that's like a little distraction there from the conversation. You ever think of watching Japanese pro wrestling? I seen that Super Eye Patch Wolf video and I feel like it might be up your alley. Rin Kunmori. Yeah, because there's definitely like the Attitude Era where I have interest, because like during the 90s, like even though I didn't watch wrestling, it was around me. There was definitely a presence, stuff like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, even when John Cena was and The Rock were like new, stuff like that. I saw the transitions. I just never sat down and watched them. And if I was gonna be into it, it'd definitely be like more like Attitude Era stuff and maybe a little older, because I would have to like research into it. Because like current wrestling, because my parents are the ones that watch it, and so is my uncle and aunt. Actually, even my sisters, like everyone but me, to be honest, in my family are into wrestling. I'm just sort of like, I don't know, because things are different now, and I can see that it's very evident because like divas don't exist anymore. Now it's just pure wrestlers. It's like a sign, and then I've been hearing that current wrestling is not as good as it was back then. Same thing goes for the storylines and all that, and because I've seen some clips of older stuff. Because I was seeing like a clip of Kane, like breaking a crane machine, like and I don't know, there's definitely like some manly stuff in there, so that's probably the reason why I should look into it. But at the same time, like I don't want to go into like down the rabbit hole and can't come out. Because lately I've been distracting myself. Like I've been like procrastinating video editing in exchange for watching more and more and more stuff at the expense of, learning more, having more things to talk about. But the problem is that I'm spending too much time researching and too much time watching and not too much doing. And that's something that I'm kind of like have to control myself. Because the same thing goes for the exercise. I haven't been exercising for like the last 2 or 3 weeks when no, I think it's been like a week because I got back into exercising and then I was like consistent for that week, but for that week only. And then I don't know, I need to get back to it because I tried lifting weights today and I didn't perform very well. Ugh, I didn't do a good set or a rep, whichever it is, because I don't know. I don't know any of the workout lingo. Yeah, well, I don't know. That's how I feel. Full Wingman, Ultimate Muscle should get licensed by Discojack so it can get some uncut subs. Yeah, I know. But I'm pretty sure the dub is going to come out first if it ever happens. Cause I've been waiting. I've been waiting for Kanika Man. I've been waiting for Ashton and Joe. I've been waiting for Tiger Mask and a couple of other things. And Discotheque has not delivered. Ugh. Small resemblance Ken. Hola. Hello. Gigantopithecus. Alright. I think I'm saying that right. Gigantopithecus or Pithecus. Yeah, but yeah, that was the ape I was referring to. Because some of the villains that I wrote, they're very like barbarian themed. They're very prehistoric animal like oriented. So I was researching some stuff, but I have no idea if I know the things by heart. Hi, hero. Did you read the new Baki chapter? Yujiro getting more out of pocket. Oh no, Kamen X by Kamen X. Man, I don't know if I'm ready to look at Yujiro like do stuff, especially right before I go to bed. I'm gonna get nightmares about Yujiro on month. Ever read pulp novels like The Shadow and Doc Savage? Got into them. They're pretty manly. That wasn't a good take. Because I had to look up who Doc Savage was, and I was kind of surprised by the testosterone that he had. It's like it's really out there. I'm like, oh, wow, who's this character? But yeah, I did know about the Shadow because of the whole Batman and like the Scarlet. I don't know the actual name because I think I'm saying the parody name from like from I don't know if it's Looney Tunes or Tiny Toon Adventures, but there's like the Scarlet Pimpernel, or was that the one from Darkwing Duck or DuckTales? I don't know, but that Scarlet Hero, the one that started first. But yeah, Dark Savage is the one I'm looking into. But the thing is, I might have to look into it if it's comics because I can read, I can do that. I have imagination. I can like hear the sound effects and all that, the voices. But reading novels, I don't know, because I have a friend who wrote a novel like Merlin. He wrote a fantasy novel, and I haven't gotten past chapter one, when I really should be reading that whole thing. Oh man, I'm getting tired sitting here. No, but when it comes to novels, I'm not really like I don't like to read that. Well, it's kind of weird saying that because in elementary, middle school, and high school, I read like a bunch of books. And some of it was obligated because of you know, for English slash reading class. But there's some stuff that I checked out on my own, and I always like picked my own books from time to time. So that's where I really learned how to spell that and closed captionings on TV. Seeing like the way people write. Personally, I always got tired of the had thing. Like 'cause I remember seeing that a lot in R.L. Stein books. IDW also made a lot of Godzilla, Alistair. Yeah. Anyways, Alistair, and is there any prehistoric bird species, amphibian, insect, or arachnids, or plant in Primal Season 2 as well? I don't know, because I really haven't explored that much, because an amphibian would probably be a megalodon, but, Jurassic Park's, like, done stuff. If anything, the Primal would probably show me something I never heard of or knew existed. Because I'm not well versed in my zoology. Because I know there's like this weird bird. Uh, because I know there's one prehistoric bird that's like super big, but it's like, supposedly it can fly. Like, see, even now I don't even know what the bird's name is. um, but insect and arachnids, I don't even know because a lot of that stuff kind of already happened. Because like in episode 3, we got those bats and that giant spider. As for amphibian species, well, there's this buzzsaw shark I would like to see. I don't know the name of it, but it's like the shark that has like this wheel in the front of its mouth, or it looks like it's supposed to be a wheel. Well, then again, like I'm also curious if the dinosaurs are gonna have feathers, because that's something that's still like you haven't really seen that in animation or even live action. The feathered dinosaurs. What do you think about the Bastards of Toei wiping out a huge amount of HNK content on YouTube? I wasn't even aware of that because I remember like years ago TMS was doing the same thing with Lupin, but with Fist and North Star, like that's new for me because I'm actually haven't gotten any claims yet because they would have told me in my inbox. So hopefully I'm not hit by anything because I do have the North Star movie, Legend of Kenshiro, and a few other things. But I also need to make like an actual retrospective for the main series and a couple other stuff. I think I'm gonna like end it like within 10 minutes. IDW also made a Gamera comic, mostly by Matt Frank. Hero, have you ever watched Armor Hunter Mellow Link? I never heard of that before. Let's see, Armor Hunter Mellow Link. No, I've never heard of this thing. But I'm guessing it's like, uh, it's kind of weird because I'm seeing a bunch of fan art more than actual like actual anime things. It looks like Votons to me because the way some of the mechs look. Or am I getting or is that some correlation that I don't know of? Let's see. Sunil McCormick. I feel in the childhood stage there was some friendship when young Baki learns to befriend Yuri the boxer and even Hanayama after Riccio beats both of them. Yeah, no, because the original part one, I'm actually kind of curious if how authentic it is to the manga because I haven't read the first series. Because it kind of looks like the anime had like a kind of new that the manga wasn't that like that friendly, so they redid some stuff. Because I'm pretty sure Funimation did the same thing too with their dialogue. Rao did nothing wrong. Dance. I don't know what the ZYZZ means. What's your favorite version of Tarzan, Alistair? Admittedly, I think I've only seen. No, no, no. I'm getting confused with Tarzan and George of the Jungle. So I think I've only seen one thing of Tarzan ever, which is the Disney film adaptation, which is pretty good. There's definitely like some cool stuff in there, like the tree surfing that he does, or like the beginning of the film is actually kind of violent with the way that I think it's a leopard or like I forget. I don't even know because it's not a jaguar. Jaguars are dark, right? Yeah, I'm guessing it's a leopard. I know it's not a cheetah because that's definitely like the wrong area. Yeah, I'm gonna go with leopard. Forgot the name of the character, but yeah, like the whole fight with that was a whole like separate thing. Because like the Tarzan animated film is pretty manly, and I was kind of surprised that there was actually a Tarzan cartoon show of that same series, and like it's a sequel. And I saw like two episodes, I think, or one. And to me, it's super weird because by one thing alone is that in the movie, like they can't talk to animals, but in the cartoon, anyone can talk to animals, which is like, oh, that's something. It sees current wrestling is better than it's ever been. Well, I don't know because I've been hearing other things. You should read Hellblazer, any vertical comic. I love Grant Morrison, Animal Man. Yeah, because I also been wanting to look into like Commandy. This is the whole like post-apocalyptic nature. Also Conan the Barbarian because there's also like the Marvel comics of Conan and some other stuff. The only exposure I've had to Japanese pro wrestling was Garuden and Tough. Check out AEW. That's probably the reason why because the wrestling I'm talking about is the I don't know what WWE is currently today. It's like whatever it is, the one that Sasha Banks and Roman Reigns are a part of, and I forgot who else is in there. Like Alexa Bliss, I think, or because I forgot the name of the one wrestler, but this is one girl that makes me think of Souter because the way she like introduces herself, she's like very like glamorous with her like entrance costumes. Because like I know there's a girl recently that's also like that's been doing like this like a possessed doll gimmick at the moment, which is kind of interesting because I'm not gonna lie, I was like checking out her face because I just really like the makeup. And then like, what did you know? I forgot her name, but I actually did check her age, and she's like exactly my age. So I was like, oh shit, and she's married too. I don't know. To me, it just sucks because I always have like this weird magnetism to like girls who I somehow know like my age range, like super close to it, and it's like, but I never could find one that's single, or like within my grasp. Let's see. I haven't watched WWE in over 15 years. They've been so bad. Well, maybe I wasn't the right person. Uh, the Tarzan books get crazy. One book, Tarzan meets a civilization of ant-sized people that can shrink you. Ah, that sounds like very Star Trek to me. Have you ever watched or read Conan the Barbarian? And yes, you do like the character and the series because I've seen like the movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but because I really like the first one, because like the beginning of the film, which is like very what was I gonna say? I like how the music takes over the story for the majority of the opening scenes. But I don't know because I only have I do like the idea of Conan as a barbarian. Like I have one toy of him from Super Seven, which is like based on the Marvel design. But yeah, like I'm into that whole like medieval stuff. Because like stuff with Frank Frazetta, like Fire and Ice, that's another example. Because like I would like to dive more into it, and that's probably gonna be Pimpernel. That's what it's called. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. You ever play Ace Attorney games? They're really well written murder mysteries. No, I haven't. Full man, sorry. Ever try audiobooks? No, sorry. What do you think of speculative zoology? I'm like, I am just a novice, man. Like naive fool, a naive fool that doesn't know any better other than superficial things. Sorry, the big flightless birds, so like the moa. I don't know, man. See, like this is how um I can't even think of a good word. How unfit I am to talk about these prehistoric creatures. Clayton is the villain you're trying to say the name of. No. Clayton's the hunter. No, I'm talking about the cheetah. I mean, not the cheetah, the leopard. Yeah, just look for it right now. Let's see what Tarzan leopard. Because it has like a Sabor. That's really I couldn't remember that. I seriously couldn't remember the name Sabor. Apparently, there's like some leopard man in the cartoon because I only saw like two episodes, and I did see like some images of like these. I guess there's some anthropomorphic animals in there. I don't know. I'm actually starting to wonder if the Tarzan cartoon is like a lost gem or is it like kind of bad, something that could be overlooked. In the manga, most of the people Baki fights in the childhood were hired, scouted by Baki's mom. Some of the honorable things are still there, but the anime was way more impactful. Uh huh. And because I think the anime was trying to make it more traditional shonen. Well, Itagaki's like all against that. I think this other female is Charlotte Flair, daughter. Yeah, that's the girl I'm talking about. The daughter of Ric Flair. Yeah, because she has like these performances when she enters the the ring. I don't know the way how is extravagant she's wearing just makes me think of Sauler in his throne. I don't know. Maybe if Fist of North Star was popular, we could have gotten like a North Star wrestling like promotion. That would have been great. Oh, it was Alexa Bliss. Yeah, okay. See, like even that, like her name is like mine. Yeah, like she's the same age, like, looks hot, but then like oh, like literally like half of my name is in there, but she's taken. Ooh, Mr. Prince, what's up, bro? You think Riccio can beat up Yujiro or Baki at least? I think it's possible. I don't know if he can beat Yujiro, but then again, I kind of don't like when Ricky fought Nachi. Didn't they cause like tsunamis and tornadoes, from what I recall, or like a very bad hurricane or something? I'm pretty sure. Like, but then again, I don't know how that power works. So, like when he's the one using it, because I kind of want to say that Ricky got Nachi's powers. I'm not sure. Because I do remember Ricky can shoot a key blast, and that's something that none of the Baki characters can do. So maybe I don't know. Maybe Rikio does have a chance to kill Yujiro. Have you seen Friday the 13th, and do you like the movies by Joseph Molina? I've seen one Friday, the first Friday the 13th, and the second one, but I haven't seen anything beyond those two. I don't know because I'm really not into the slasher horror genre. Like even I've seen some of Halloween. I haven't seen Scream, which is probably one I would probably like if it breaks the rules a bit. But when it comes to like the slasher films, I just don't have. I just don't like the cliches of it. Because to me, it just feels like filler for the kill scenes, and I probably shouldn't be thinking that. But that's just how I look at it. It just feels like time wasted to me. Sorry. Because I know there's people that are like, well, there's obviously an audience for those things. There's like super fans of it and cult followings, but I don't know. I just never. While I do like dark and scary things, I just haven't really found like interest in in the slasher format. I do like the idea of the character because like Jason is technically a victim and he sort of has like a brought back for a grudge. That's what makes the first film very unique because it's about him, but he's not the star of the movie. So yeah, I don't know. I would prefer something more like The Thing, maybe Nightmare on Elm Street more. It's been a while since I've seen that. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a Chucky show coming out next month. Do you think Netflix is going to put JoJo Part 5 for streaming for Stone Ocean Airs by Franco GZ? Very likely. Because JoJo has been surprisingly well received in America, and I'm pretty sure they want to make JoJo available everywhere. Although I'm kind of curious if Stone Ocean's coming to Toonami, because before Netflix, that's where JoJo would air. It would air on Toonami first, and then eventually go to Netflix. So maybe we're doing the backwards version where Netflix first and then Toonami. Saturday Night Slam Master is wrestling. That's right. That was the North Star wrestling collaboration crossover there. Yeah, I forgot about that. Saturday Night Slam Master, which is kind of like an amazing thing to behold, sort of like in a parallel universe. It's like, oh wow, this is North Star wrestling thing. Maybe that would have been bigger in a different dimension. The Thing is best horror movie in my personal opinion. You know, stuff like Day of the Dead, They Live. I don't know, just I just don't like the structure of like Friday the 13th. But maybe because I know there's some films in there that aren't so good, like Jason X and Jason Goes to Manhattan. But maybe I should keep going at some point. I don't know. Let's see. Fatal Frame is a really good horror series that relies way more on psychological horror over shock gore. Well, the thing is, I also kind of like. Well, jeez, I just what was the name of that? Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame. Because I'm kind of into like the more retro horror stuff. Because like I like seeing the oh, it's a game. I didn't realize that. Well, but yeah, because that's actually another avenue I should look into. Because I was kind of like thinking of looking at the man scenes and some other stuff like called Bio. There's a lot of good horror games from what I've seen, like stuff like Bioshock, Dead Space, even like Atomic Heart is like the most one of the more recent ones, and there's a bunch of other things I haven't looked into, like System Shock, and I don't think I've ever played those games. I don't know, but I should probably look. I just like the creativity that they have. Ivan Trujillo, hello, or is it Ivan Trujillo? Pretty sure Stone Ocean is coming as Netflix considers them as a competitor. Oh, isn't coming to. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, like, it's kind of weird to say that because Toonami doesn't really have that big of a lineup compared to Netflix. What do you think about TV tropes? Case 921. I don't know. There's some cliches I like, some I don't. Because, yeah, I don't know how to go about that, to be honest. How to elaborate further. Because when it comes to showing cliches, I think you kind of need that. Bakusozuku. Hold on, let me check that. Shonan Bakusozoku. I think I heard of it because there's a couple of delinquent series that I haven't like. Well, I'm not really into delinquents too much. To be honest, I just kind of appreciate the I don't know if grunge is the right word, like the grunge masculinity that it has. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I heard of it to be honest. I want to say I think I did. TV tropes is good for trivia, but not for much else. Oh, that. You mean the actual website? Because I was thinking about the actual like what TV tropes does. I think you might also like Alien Isolation. Yeah, I heard of that as well. When will we get manly JoJo again instead of every slim boys JoJo? I don't think we're ever getting that. The only way we're getting that back if the Phantom Blood movie gets released. That's like the only way, and plus it'll be authentic manliness because it was in the 2000s still before it faded away. Oh shit! Not again. I'm gonna give this like 5 minutes because I'm already tired. Because I kind of wanted to go to sleep like around 10 o'clock, but I sort of was still hungry and then I kind of fought it to sleep in order to be here. So I'm not sure how long I've been streaming. Would you play Danganronpa visual novel? So first game had a very manly lady there. Various older anime to other character. Oh yes, was that like Because I'm thinking it's that girl that looks like completely like a guy. But no, I don't know. Maybe I'll look into the cutscenes at least. But I don't know. When it comes to games, I'm always like super hesitant. I don't know. I've been hesitant about everything to be honest. I guess I'm just like, as I said before, super selective, super biased, super picky. Just do whatever I want. The first three Silent Hill games are probably some of the best written survival horror games, especially 2 and 3. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there when it comes to horror games. I'm just wondering if I can take it. I'm actually thinking about that. Because one of the things I like about watching horror films is all the prosthetics, the what's that other word for like physical like props? Yeah, I forgot the word. I forgot the terminology. Not animatronics, but yeah, I don't know, prosthetics. Yeah, forget it. I don't care anymore. Yeah, like stuff like the Blob. That's stuff like that's very cool and gruesome that I kind of want to see. Because normally that would scare people. Me, I was just like super into it. It's like, oh, that looks cool. But the ironic thing, practical effects. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Alistair. Because practical effects to me, like I just like the idea of seeing like real things and not CG. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to make it sound like a super cliche thing because that's what a lot of people say, especially people around my age. But yeah, I just like seeing like the physical like costumes. Like this is things that I should be why I should like tokusatsu, but I don't know. That's a different thing because stuff like the Fly, the Thing, the body horror aspects, all the zombies from Return of the Living Dead, and like all those costumes, props, mannequins, dummies, all that stuff just looks cooler to me. Because I've been wanting to see like a live action Devilman, like look like that gruesome. And so I appreciate the costumes like in the Yakuza from Predator, the Xenomorphs from Alien, RoboCop in armor. Even like I forgot the name, the AT&T Warrior, like the ABC Warrior from the first Judge Dredd film. Like that thing was amazing. I also recently watched the original 1930 some King Kong, and I was like kind of amazed that they had like this humongous head of King Kong. And so I was like, oh wow, that they built that thing at least ahead of it. Same thing goes for like the T Rex in Jurassic Park. I mean, it's humongous animatronic. And like today, I was watching Mars Attacks, and like the aliens are all the Martians are CGI, and I don't think I remembered that as a kid. I could have sworn there were like some real costumes or something of the same nature, because there are some scenes where they do have like an actual like mannequin dummy thing for the aliens, like when they're on the dead ones at least. Because there were some parts I was kind of wondering, was that CGI or not? Because there was like this Martian that disguised herself as a woman, and I'm kind of thinking, wait, was part of her CGI? Or because I could have sworn like the way she walks sometimes, like sometimes it was a CGI model, and not always an actress. But I don't know. Stuff like Tremors is another good example, where you have like this good behemoth there in the room with you. I don't know, because I would like to see stuff like that, like in person. um, or like killer clowns from outer space, that type of costumes. Because I appreciate that the Universal Studios, I think that was the one that had like the actual killer clowns walking around. So I thought it'd be like super cool if I could make my own horror thing and have like see those characters like out in the open. It'd be super grotesque, super nasty, but it'd be something. Roku Tenanchi Blues is a really good delinquent If you're looking for a really good delinquent series, Roku Tenanchi Blues is your best bet. The friendship among the characters there is real, by Danny Boy. Yeah, that's the. I only read a little bit of that, which I really need to get back to it. Kenshiro Tonse, sometimes it's good to be a boomer in certain things. I guess, because I am nowhere near old enough to be a boomer. Technically, I'm a millennial, but the millennial thing even goes to people in the 80s. Shonan Basuku. Bleh. Baku Sozuku isn't Fist North Star manly, but still has some manliness and in battles that actually have some emotional stakes. But overall, it's very simple and kind of comforting series. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, because what I really want to see more than anything is Tiger Mask. But it's like, when am I getting that? Someone asked me about, because K's 91, what do you think about Tokyo Revengers? I don't even know what that looks like, to be honest, because I haven't been paying attention to like anything. I'm a very out of touch person. Like I'm too like stuck in the past more than anything. Because I think Tokyo Revengers is kind of recent. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know, I don't like the way it looks. Because that's like the annoying thing about anime is like once you figure out what you're into, you can tell what kind of thing you're getting into by the art style. It's like a cheap method, really, because you're judging a book by its cover, but in, so far with anime, it kind of works. Where I'm like, I know what I'm getting by with that art style. It's not what I want to see. Let's see. I'm guessing you're also into seeing real animals being used in practical effects as well. Uh, that's actually the reason why I saw this one video from like because I do watch Red Letter Media from time to time. They recently put like a montage video of some of their best of the worst, and then I see this clip of like they open the door and just like seven lions. I'm like, those are real lions because like you just tell by looking at it. I'm thinking like, what is that? Like, what movie is this? And it's like Roar, and it's like possibly the scariest movie ever. Definitely the most dangerous movie ever made. It's like I don't know how that director wasn't arrested for putting all those people in danger. Yeah, because so essentially it's like this very this movie is called Roar, and there's just there's just people being thrown in like a bunch of dens of lions, like they're attacking these houses and tigers and elephants, and people were hurt. Some people had to get surgery because of injuries, broken bones, like near death experiences. It's like, whew, like, and I saw a review of the movie, not the actual movie. And I was like, that's enough for me. I don't need to see that. That's like smut, animal smut. Yeah. So, but then again, like recent, like if you watch like the recent apes movies, like Rise of the Planet of the Apes, War for the Planet of the Apes, I forgot the name of the third one or the second one, but yeah, because you see Rise of the Apes, that's like the chimpanzees or the apes in there, like they look so fake. They're not convincing at all. So it's really weird. I mean, it's better than the Jumanji monkeys, like from the first Jumanji. Like the monkeys look freaking terrible in that movie. Like all the animals have like this weird look to them, but the monkeys in particular look like, oh man. So like in Rise of the Apes, all the apes are CGIs, and a lot some look better than others. But like the beginning of the movie, you can tell it's like I don't know, it doesn't really convince me. But then again, like yeah, something like Congo, where I was actually wondering like, is Amy a real gorilla or is that someone in a suit? I had to look this up, and yeah, all the gorillas are people in suits, but they're very convincing suits. There's almost like something that like that's not accurate. I mean, I think might be the fur or something, but something about like the apes in Congo, you can kind of tell is like it's trying to be real, but there's something that prevents it from being real, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. But I still like the movie regardless. Which do you like more, Alien or Predator by Joseph Molina? I think the Yaojos are cooler, but I think the Xenomorphs are scarier. Just because the face huggers and the chest bursters, and I don't know, you're essentially getting like impregnated, man. It's so nasty. And but then again, like H.R. Giger or Geiger, I don't know which one is, like all of his artwork is like this smutty like um techno organic things, and I'm kind of surprised at the Alien movie. Well, I think Prometheus and maybe Alien Covenant. I haven't seen those. I just seen like images. They might be the closest thing to like Geigers or Jiggers. I don't know the actual name of that artist, of that illustrator, but they might be closest to his artwork because all of his stuff is like super sexual, but it's like done like in this like this horrifying way. A lot of double penetration stuff, like with tubes and like cables, wires, and like half like severed limbs and all that stuff. It's like just super like pornographic, like scary art. It's like if Hellraiser was a porn or something like that, because it's super like ugh. Like there's some designs that look kind of sexy, but at the same time it's like oh, but then that other half is like oh, it's so gross. So, I don't know. It's like you can make a horror movie out of his artwork, and it'd be like super scary. It might be like the scariest movie of the year and for years to come. I don't think Golden Guy will ever let them make another Devilman live action movie after the first one. Yeah, 1933 was the original King Kong was made. Um, what was I? The average Alien fan versus the average Predator enthusiast. Yeah, because I don't know which one's more has more expansion. Because Dark Horse did a lot of comics with the aliens and the Predators, but uh, I wouldn't know which is more interesting to be honest. I just like looking at the costumes of both films. Even watching the trailer for Roar made me sick. Yeah, yeah. The Roar is just like it just makes me anxiety. It just gives me anxious. Seven Lions, bro. The movie had like 30, was like 20 tigers and a bunch of leopards. Yeah, yeah. I was saying like the clip that I saw, because like in that montage, like when they opened the door, there was like seven lions that pop out, and I'm like, what is this? Why is there so many real lions? And then I watched the movie. I'm like, there's a lot of lions in this movie. Like, no way, man. I'm not. I don't know. I feel like people should have dipped the moment they found out, or the moment they saw all those animals out on the loose. I'm like, fuck that, get out of here. There was a real mantis used in some of the scenes in the Deadly Mantis, and there was a real octopus used in the 1962 King Kong vs. Godzilla. I think I've seen that. There was a real tarantula used in the movie titled, well, Tarantula. Yeah. I need to, because I did see Godzilla vs. Kong, but I don't remember what happens in it. Because because I still need to watch some of the recent Kong stuff, like the Peter Jackson Kong. I think that's the one he made. There's also the Skull Island and the Godzilla vs. Kong, which I still haven't looked at. Have you watched any classic martial arts films like Jean-Claude Van Damme's Bloodsport? Yes, I have. Or Fist of Fury. I don't know if I've seen Fist of Fury because I actually don't recall if that was a Bruce Lee film or a Jackie Chan film. I want to say Bruce Lee, but for some reason I'm thinking it's like an alternate title to another movie. But yeah, 'cause I was looking for some manly movie villains, so I did see a little bit of martial arts because like Bloodsport was one of them. I was actually super into Suburban Commando, and I was kind of surprised how Jean-Claude Van Damme keeps coming across like these manly villains in his movies. Same thing goes for like Cyborg, because that one's like I can't remember the main villain's name by memory, but it was something with an R, like Richter, Ratcher. I need to look this up. Cyborg, Jean-Claude Van Damme, villain. Why isn't it searching? What was the name of this villain? Fender. Okay, okay, so I was thinking R for some reason. Yeah, like Fender and Cyborg. That's I mean, like that was a really good villain. Like I just absolutely love these quotes of like, "Restore the world? Why? I like the death. I like the misery. I like this world." And he screams that so loud. And you know, like the opening quotes when he's beating up that guy, like "Go to hell." Been there. It's I don't know, it's like over the top, but it's like I just like the way his performance was in that movie. Yeah, I don't know. I need to look. I wish anime fans were more open-minded when it came to older and obscure titles, because there's so many popular anime in other countries that Americans won't even touch. Oh yeah, the Europeans like they know their stuff. They absolutely know their stuff. Like yeah, that's good, that's good, that's good. We'll license everything. Meanwhile, America's like super petty. Have you seen the Species movie? No, I haven't, but because HR was also a part of those, yeah, I could kind of see that why. Because I do know Species was sort of like sexual in nature, from what I recall. Because I think I seen like a clip of it, like when I was a kid. I don't know. I would have to look back into that. There's a '90s Godzilla cartoon. What do you think about it? Do you mean the one based on the Zilla movie? Because I saw a few episodes of that, like when it first aired on Fox Kids. If that's the one you're talking about. Because I remember some stuff, but I don't remember if the show was good. Because but I do want to look into it because it has the same art style as Extreme Ghostbusters, Men in Black, and Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot. I know H.A. Geiger's work was a big influence on Togashi when he designed the demons in Yu Yu Hakusho and the Chimera ants in Hunter x Hunter. That's new because I haven't heard of that before, but that's cool to hear. It's always cool to hear Western influences in Eastern stuff. A movie like Roar would be so much more enjoyable animated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Roar could be like Roar is just like its own thing. Fist of Fury is both Bruce Lee and Fist of Fury 2 Jackie Chan. Ah, okay. Fist of Fury was Bruce Lee, lol. Maybe you're thinking about Drunken Master for Jackie Chan. I don't know. Because I feel like there's something similar, or maybe I was thinking like The Last Dragon or something. I don't think I have a favorite Hong Kong Chinese movie because I'm so like not well versed in it because my dad's like a Jackie Chan fan, but I don't think he really knows like the full library of Jackie Chan's like stuff. Because I would have to research into that because like his best hits. Because some of those movies have like odd titles. Modern anime fans are too sticking. Uh, There's- Modern anime fans are sticking too much to new stuff and call it the best ever every season. I honestly don't like to force myself to follow the popular bandwagon by Kiryu Sanagi. That's really the problem. It also doesn't help that a bunch of the big anime YouTubers are like influencers or because I don't even like that word either. Like, oh, are you an influencer? I'm like, oh, I just don't like the way how society is in current days. It's kind of the things I need to talk about when I start writing my stories for like the other villains. It's kind of like the reason why they're evil to begin with. Favorite Akatsuki Otokochuko arc, mine's probably the Brahmin Temple arc, since it's the only one that's surpassed Sakigake in terms of sheer insanity and because of Koki. I'm probably the same with you there because I was super into the fact that they're now fighting characters with actual superpowers. I'm like, oof, that's like, elevated to the whole new level. So yeah, because Akatsuki had some weird stuff too, because of like more machines and more like clones and all that. But I really wish the characters were like more developed and more unique, because like Daigo and Koki was definitely different from his dad, or different enough, I guess. You should check out the Shaw Brothers movie. The Shaw Brothers movie, truly epic martial arts. Yeah, I don't know. I'm behind a lot of things because lately, whenever I watch a movie, it's for the sole purpose of like looking for the anime influence that it made, or its influence that it did on anime, I should say. Because like Enter the Dragon, as like that's where Kenshiro's fight with Shin is like totally lifted from, because that's also where Bruce Lee does the blood licking and the claw scar on his chest. That and Ken's fight with Shin, that's where he gets a scar on his chest, another scar on his chest. It should have stayed, to be honest, but it just disappears by the next fight. Kenshiro solos the anime verse by small resemblance can. I guess. I don't know. Like I'm gonna give this like a minute or two because I'm already tired. My back is hurting for sitting down like in this corner. Have you ever read Hellboy comics, Joseph Molina? No, I haven't. I only seen like the movies and like some of the animated films. I also recently found out that the creator of Hellboy did design Mr. Freeze for the Batman animated series, and when I look back at Mr. Freeze with the goggles, I'm like, that is totally like Mike Mignola. I think that's the name of the artist. Kenjo's biceps will destroy any unmanly protagonist. Oh, I don't know why, but for some reason that just reminded me of like Chun Li and like came to her thighs, like because like the whole because I don't know if it's a meme or not, but I've been hearing something about like squashing people with like their thighs or something like that. I don't know what that's called. Man, I miss Otokujuku Kiryu Sanagi. Yeah, I don't know. Otokujuku needs a reboot. North Star needs a reboot. Joe needs a reboot. And that reminds me, I was supposed to do like where's the reboot videos were about that stuff. Danny Boy. The last Oregon Akatsuki was very meh. In my opinion, the fights were overall kind of boring, and the ending to it was whatever. At least we got that graduation art. Yeah, do you? Because I remember there was like that competition with the other school. Was that the last arc? Because I don't remember either. I just do recall that I wasn't into that because I don't know, like the previous arc just sort of like blew it away. It's like you can't get better than that. Who would win, Juza or Dio Part One? I think Juza has a chance, but then again, Dio has that freezing ability, so I don't know how that works against Nanto Seiken and Hokuto related things. I don't know if Juza could thaw himself out or would it be like an instant kill. Like, cause like Dio killed what's the name of that guy that's a friend of Zeppeli's? I'll find out by putting like JoJo Thunder Cross Split Attack. Dire. Oh yeah, okay, because Dire Straits, right, right. So Dire and Straizo, Falco wannabe. How would Ash Williams would handle dealing with Dio and the Pitterman? Oh no. Uh, I really don't know because like I, I, I think by chance against Phantom Blood Dio, he would probably have fire on his hand. Like he probably be Ash would probably be on fire by that point or something. I don't know because ever since Army of Darkness, Ash has been like a more goofy character. Like even in the Marvel Zombies crossover, he was pretty goofy in that. Oh damn. To fight the Pillar Man, no clue, but well, it is possible to beat the Pillar Man in some extent because like Santana did turn to stone when he saw the sunlight. I don't remember, and yeah, because Wham had to cover himself in his wind to go outside the mansion, so they could still turn to stone. So Ash does have that advantage. They wouldn't be dead, but at least you can stop them from like getting out and attacking people if they're like in permanent sunlight. Against Ultimate Cards, I have no idea. It's like it might be similar to Joseph Joestar, where it just like happens to like grab the Stone of Asia and something like coincidentally falls into place in order for Joseph to be victorious. Because Ash does have like that weird dumb luck in some parts. But yeah, I see a nice Hellsing Ultimate when it was new. Because I was waiting for episodes to come out as people put them on YouTube. It got to the point where fanzos were just taking the English manga chapters from Dark Horse and just put the text on the sub episodes and use that as the subtitles. Hope one day you can finish that top five anime that needs reboots list. Yeah, because I wanted to divide that into separate categories, like with one show, like one with North Star, one with Tokojuku, and then put them all together in one video, telling like, oh, you want more info? Watch my old ones. Who wins, Raul versus Wamu? I feel Raul could like either like flex like Wamu out of him if he tries to absorb him, or you would purposely cut off his own arm, or, cut off his limbs like Stroheim. But then again, I don't know if Raul's like key could protect him. Well, I'm assuming it does because like Joseph's Hamon is what saved him from being absorbed by Santana. So maybe it's Raul's Matoki or Toki could like I don't know. He doesn't have Matoki. That's Kyle. Like maybe Raul's Toki can prevent him from being like absorbed by the Pillar Man. But I'm assuming Raul probably has more like destructive force than the Pillar Man, especially with the his key attacks like like the Heaven's Command Charge or the Tensho Honretsu. But then again, Wham does have like that hurricane technique. This I forgot the name of it, but it did do. I'm not sure exactly how strong that is compared to like a key attack, because Rao might have the edge actually. The only question is whether if the key can protect him from being absorbed. That's really like the only factor here. Have you read any of the NHK guidance? I only read Ray's. I read the Yuria one and the Ray and Jeggy. Yuria is the one I read recently. Like Ray and Jeggy, I read them years ago, so I need to reread them. Like the Yuria stuff was kind of interesting in the way that it portrayed Shin. He was like a bad C from the start. But the thing is, like Kensho's only like in one chapter, and then Yuria is like taking a back seat because they don't know what to do with her. Like no one knows how to write her. Like they're just like they just portray her as like a very like sorrowful and pretty, and that's about it. They don't know what to how to make her more complex. Yeah, so after a while, it just becomes a Shin and Juza manga, and I don't know. It's just sort of like okay, really. Like the strongest part was like in the first chapter, and then it just sort of like declines after that. It's really more to see like how evil and how obsessed Shin really is go like to get Yuria, or like he's just so evil in that stuff. If you ever finish the favorite Kinnikuman characters list, will the Dogojuku have a similar list made on it? It should. That was like the purpose of all of that, because the Kinnikuman stuff. I'm gonna try to finish it this year because it's been too long already, and I just need two more characters. Because I didn't want to like wait for another Kinnikuman day just as an excuse to do it then. Because I know there's a because I want to do a Halloween Kinnikuman day for this year, and then try to do like the other two characters like around December. I think like around New Year's would be like a kind of fitting. Yeah. Okay. So one more minute. If not, I'm going away. I'm going to bed. So this is the last call. If anyone's leaving already, then I'm gonna say goodnight to you. Like for you guys, it's like one in the morning. For me, it's like barely midnight. I prefer Jonathan with blue hair. I think he looks more unique than the brown. Although it's a little weird that the anime doesn't replicate any of the manga hairstyles. Every manga version is different from the anime's like haircuts. Completely different. Like Jonathan has the more curly, wavy thing, while in the anime is like all sharp. Then again, it's kind of the same thing for Kenshiro as well because he has like that sharp. Well, in the manga, it's always like this like delicate curls. Anyone else? Anything else? If not, I'm gonna go to bed. Gonna leave for a meeting. Good night then. Later, Kiryu. And I find the choice of making journal shirt pink. Oh, I don't know. I never like that. I think it looks cooler in blue. But then again, I also think the same thing for Bruno. I think it looks better than blue instead of the whites with the black marks. It makes me think of a cow. Let's see, Kensho Tonze. See ya, anime hero. Much love from your boy. Heart, manly anime hero. Yeah, yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll embrace that heart. The anime hero is manly. Yes, but right now I'm on the manly anime hero. And oh, my throat hurts. Yeah, right. I guess I'm ending this. It's been a minute now. Good night, dude. Good night, everyone. And surprisingly, I didn't have any disconnections. I guess because I didn't go beyond 2 hours. Good night, dude. Good night, Dragon Dagger Phoenix. Good night, Alien. Good night by Small Resemblance Ken and Danny Boy. Anyways, gonna go and let you get some sleep anyway. Nighty night and don't let the bed bugs bite. Ooh. Good night. Alright, Kinshiro Tonsei. Gonna end this now.